All right, so welcome to October's theme, which is ghost story. It's very appropriate since, of course, it is Halloween. And so I actually read lots of different books that have to do with ghost stories, but the one I'm going to talk about is Thornhill by Pam Smythe. And this is her debut novel, and it's a mixed media novel. So part of it is going to be told in diary form that takes place way long ago in the early 80s. Just stop right there because I remember the early 80s, but I'm sure many of you teens do not. The other part is told in modern day, using only pictures and some text, of course, as you can tell. And that's how we know that this character's name is Ella. And the girl who is living in the 80s in diary form, her name is Mary. And she lives in this appropriately gothic, creepy place called Thornhill, which is an orphanage, and every orphan would love to stay in an appropriately terrifying place that looks like this. And to top it off, Mary is writing about a horrible situation she finds herself in. And so the very first diary entry is, "I knew it was too good to last. She is back. Without even looking, I knew it. I heard her laughter echoing up the stairwell, the usual thumping on each of the doors in the corridor as she made her way back to her old room. I froze as I heard those sounds. Fear tingled into my neck and down my back as the old feeling seeped into my bones. I don't believe it. What will I do now?" And then, of course, we get to meet Ella. And Ella has moved next door to the derelict and abandoned Thornhill. And you know at some point she's going to find the diary, because this is how we are reading it. And one day as she's looking from her room, she spies a small figure. Don't worry, I will zoom up for you. And she wonders, how is this girl on this property that is so cordoned off from the rest of the world? And then we get to see her closer, and Ella leans out. And then you can see her extremely close. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that this person doesn't look very friendly. But Ella is intrigued, and so begins the mystery of wondering if this is a person that is still alive or has passed on. Now, you know that we're talking ghost stories, so spoiler alert, ghost. So, Roald Dahl once said that a ghost story should give you creeps and disturb your thoughts, and this book did both for me. And what happened to Mary is, because every healthy child likes to do things like create puppets out of clay and have 30 or 40 of them hanging in her room. That's what the healthy child Mary does. She's not healthy. She's selectively mute because she is being bullied, which is too light of a word, from one of the people that lives in the orphanage. And nobody sees it, and it goes on every day. Girl will come to her door at night, scratch on the door, thump against the door, and she doesn't escape it when she goes to school either. And what ends up happening when a lonely girl who chooses not to speak out or can't speak out, what happens when it all becomes too much? That's part of what this book is about. The other is about Ella and what she discovers when she chases this phantom figure who is lonely and is desperate for a friend. What will happen when they finally meet? Find out by reading Thornhill, and see what happens when you pick up your own ghost story. Did you have the same encounter? Are ghosts just spirits or friends on the other side looking to be good and want to shake your hand? Or is there something a little bit darker, something a little bit more destructive? It's up to you to decide. And until then, happy reading, and don't let those ghosts bite.